6 years ago, I had a client named Jamie. Jamie was the type of client that would do literally everything you asked of her. We worked together for nearly 2 years. She got in the absolute shape of her life. And then she started doing bodybuilding comps. And because of how much work she did, she absolutely cleaned up. And then after she finished, we remained friends, but we kind of lost touch over the years. And little did I know that in the years since we've been working together, she's been through a really hard time. She has endometriosis and she had surgery for it, which didn't go to plan, and she ended up with internal bleeding. She ended up with this massive scar across her stomach where the doctors had to cut her open to stop the internal bleeding, and that led to a very, very long recovery time afterwards. Her job also got a lot busier. We went through a pandemic, and then she went through pregnancy, childbirth, and a year's worth of feeding, which she did all on her own. Fast forward to now, and she hasn't been to the gym consistently for about 4 years. And the other day she actually reached out to me and she sent me this beautiful message. And it gave me an idea. So I'm going to show you what I came up with when I got this message from her. And I sent her a video with my idea in it and asked her what she thought. This is what happened. Jamie, I'm making this video for you today with a special offer if you choose to accept. I know you're struggling with your health and fitness goals right now. I know you can't afford to invest in a trainer or even devote much time to your health and fitness. I'd like to offer you a year's worth of coaching online for free in return for doing something for me. I'd like to send you a very, very simple set of instructions over the next 12 months, and I'd like you to implement them to the best of your ability. I'll give you a simple training program, a simple set of instructions with your nutrition. I would like you to take notes in a diary and report to me on a 6 weekly basis. I'll use your notes and your progress photos to share as a case study on YouTube that is designed to help other women who are just like you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do all of the work. You don't need to do all of the tasks. You just need to do it to the best of your capabilities each day. I'd like you to report to me on the ups and downs, the wins and the losses, the successes and the failures. And look, this is not completely altruistic. There is something in it for me as well. By helping you, you will be helping me too, because this is going to give me a framework to create something that basically helps anyone on the internet who is struggling with the same things that you're struggling with. But by actually implementing it and reporting on it, and me doing a case study on it, you will be the living proof that I actually, as a trainer, that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm worth listening to. What do you say? Are you in?
Yes. The only thing that scares me is the progress photos because it's not nice at the moment, but if it works and I can get through this, it'll be great progress photos. But yes, thank you. You know me, 100%. Tell me what I need to do.
Okay, so my next step is to build her a training program and a nutrition plan that's easy to understand and easy to implement. So I put all of that together and then I sent her a video explaining it, and this is what I came up with. What I've done is, because I know that you're able to get to the gym an average of 4 times a week consistently, I've actually given you 6 workouts, but they're 15 minutes each. And where possible, you can actually put 2 of the workouts together to create a 30-minute workout. So even though there's 6 workouts, if you double them up, that means you've got 3 workouts there. But if for any reason you run out of time and you need to do one of them without the other, what that means is that you can spread those workouts out over the 4 days. So each of those individual workouts will be a standalone program. But I've done it that way because I know being a mum, you're super busy. You don't always have the time to get to the gym. So as long as you can get to the gym consistently 3 times a week, that 4th day is going to be like a bonus for you. So you can stretch these workouts out over 4 days if you need to. But that is why there's 6 workouts there. They're all actually only 15 minutes long each, so that you're able to put them together on days where you've got that little bit of extra time. So you'll see here that number 1, see how in the top left corner it says workout number 1, it's a lower body push day. So this is strength training, and And you'll see over the next 12 weeks, I've periodized your rep ranges. So for the first 4 weeks, you're on 12 to 15 reps. Then you're going to go a bit heavier, do 10 to 12 reps. Then you're going to go heavier again. And for those last 4 weeks, you're going to do 8 to 10 reps. So at the start of the program, we're on the lighter reps, higher weight. And then by the end of the 12 weeks, you've pretty much doubled the amount of weight that you're using, but you're doing less reps. So this is how we use progressive overload over the strength training components of your program. There's always going to be 3 exercises. So this includes your warm-up sets and your working sets. And there's an optional extra at the end, which is a core exercise. So where you need to perform these 15-minute workouts as a standalone workout, you can add on the abs exercise or the core exercise at the end, and it will probably work out to be maybe a 20-minute workout. But where you put workout 1 and 2 and workout 2 together as one workout, I would recommend dropping the core at the end, because a lot of these exercises are going to use your core anyway. That's like a little bit of a bonus to put at the end if you're pushed for time and you're not able to do workout 1 and 2 together as one. So you'll see that the first exercise always has 2 warm-up sets, and then there's 2 working sets, and then the subsequent exercises have got 1 warm-up set and 2 working sets. So there's only 6 working sets in total, but that doesn't include the warm-up. If you include the warm-up sets, you've got a good like 8 to 10 sets in total throughout that program, unless you also add on the core. And for this, for your workout number 1, lower body push, I've put your core exercise as the hanging knee raises, because that not only works your abs, but it also helps improve your grip strength too, just by hanging from the bar. So I always like to include that one in there. Workout number 2 is an upper body pull, so upper body, back of the body. So if you do workout 1 and 2 together, it means you end up working your lower body and your upper body together. And again, 3 exercises, all focused on your back and your biceps, all pulling exercises, with an optional core exercise at the end if you end up doing this one on its own as a standalone workout. And again, 2 warm-up sets for the first exercise, 2 working sets, and then 1 warm-up and 2 working sets for the next 2 exercises after that. Then workout 3 is a mobility workout. So this is to help with flexibility, range of motion, joint control, proprioception, you name it. So what I suggest with this is you can add it to workout number 4, and it's going to help improve workout number 4, which is actually a high intensity cardio workout. This is also, your mobility workout is one that you could do more than once a week. So if you are able to back up all these workouts, so for example, on the first day you do workout 1 and 2 together, the next day you work out you do 3 and 4 together, and then the next day you do workout 5 and 6 together. That means you've got another day at the gym that week and you've done all your workouts for the week. This is one where you can actually repeat. So it's not progressive overload, and it's not building up in reps or anything like that. This is designed to really get the heart rate going, so get the blood pumping, and then do lots of really dynamic stretches. So it's going to basically accelerate your recovery from all the other workouts. And you'll see there that I've given you all different exercises to do, like inchworm with hip opener, toy soldiers and stuff like that. If you're not sure what that is, I've actually put a link there, because there's a demonstration video on my YouTube channel, so you can actually watch each of those exercises just to see what they are. And same with all the strength training exercises too as well. So if there's something there that you're not sure of, there's a very high chance that there's a demonstration video or a technique video on my YouTube channel in the short section. But if there's anything that you're not sure of, just message me and let me know. So you see workout number 4 is a HIIT, so high intensity interval training, Tabata style, which is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. And I've put on here that you can choose the cardio machine that you do it on. My recommendations are assault bike, rowing machine, stationary bike, or battle ropes, because the risk of injury is very low and you don't need a huge amount of stability to do that one. So you can get your heart rate up quite high without worrying about injuring yourself. Recommend using either Spotify or iTunes, and choose Tabata songs. So find 4 songs with Tabata in it that you like, because that will have the stop-start programmed into the music for you while you're listening on your headphones. Do a bit of a warm-up first, so 3 to 5 minutes of either just some sort of moderate steady state work. You can use some of the mobility exercises if you like, or whatever machine that you're using for the actual workout. You can use that for your warm-up too, and go like 6 out of 10 on the effort scale there, just to get the heart rate up a little bit before you start. And then do 3 songs, so 3 Tabata songs, so that's 12 minutes of work, max effort during those 20 seconds, and then really utilize those 10 seconds of rest and recovery as well. So this is a 15-minute high intensity cardio session. And research actually shows that if you give your absolute best for 15 minutes and you absolutely blow a gasket, you'll get just as much benefit as if you did half an hour, because we all hit that point where the lactic acid threshold just hits us and we can't do any more than that afterwards. So you're actually better off doing 15 minutes hell for leather than you are doing 30 minutes and having to take those rest periods because you're starting to gas out. So you can see that if you do workout 3 and 4 together, you've got a mobility workout and then you've got a high intensity cardio workout back to back, and that can work really well. So you'll find you'll still be able to give your max effort into that cardio session, because if you did do a workout before it, it's a lesser intense one anyway. Then workout number 5 is lower body pull. So this is another lower body workout, but this is a pull rather than a push. Again, 3 exercises there with an optional core exercise at the end. This one will probably take you a little bit longer to get through, only because the hex bar takes a bit of time to set up, pull it out of wherever it's kept at the gym, put the plates on the side and stuff like that. But I have put there, if you don't have access to a hex bar, you can do a dumbbell Romanian deadlift, or you can do a stiff-legged deadlift, because the point of this is to work your legs and back with a hip hinge. So that's why I put the hex bar in there. Then we've got dumbbell step-ups, which can be done body weight, but I recommend that the box is the same height as your knee or higher. You can have something nearby like a pole or something to hold on to if you want a bit of stability. But for most people, when they start with this after some time off, just body weight is going to be enough, and just make sure you control yourself on the way down. Pushing yourself up will be fine, but it's controlling yourself on the way down. That's where the intensity comes from. And then the final workout is upper body push. So again, 3 exercises. We've got a shoulder press, we've got a bench press, which is for your chest, and then a dumbbell overhead tricep extension exercise. So I've made them all dumbbells so that you can just be in one spot in the gym. You don't have to muck around going from a barbell to a dumbbell and then, moving all over the gym. You can get it all done in one spot. So it's really super efficient. And then I've got TRX push-ups at the end as the core exercise. So if you have access to a TRX or a set of suspension straps, I find that the TRX push-ups are really good. Obviously, they work your chest and your shoulders as well, stabilize your upper back. But when you're doing it properly, you're actually planking at the same time. So good for your core. So have a look through that. I've set it up like this so you can tick off each box as an accountability chart that each exercise was completed. If there's enough room, you can write your reps and sets in there. If you want me to send you a training journal instead, let me know. But I do highly recommend that you write down all your reps, all your sets. So each week when you go to the gym, you know what you did last week and you can try and beat it. So for example, if you're on a 12 to 15 rep range and you achieved 15 reps this week, that means next week you need to go a little bit heavier. If you're only able to get 12 reps, or maybe you don't even meet the 12 rep mark, then you stay on that weight and next week you do the same weight again and you try to get 12 reps or more. So that's why there's always a rep range. So it's not just 1 rep. It doesn't just say 12 reps. It says 12 to 15 reps. Because if you achieve 15 reps, that's the sign that it's time for you to go heavier. If you only get 12 reps or less, that means you don't need to go heavier yet. You want to stay on the same weight and try to get more reps next time. That's why we always do a certain rep range for a certain number of weeks. It gives you that amount of time to build up before you change rep ranges. So that's your training program. Now let me take you through your nutrition plan. This is very simple and very basic, okay? So that's why I call it the foundation. I want you to start with what we call a reprogram. So you're basically reprogramming your own metabolism, reprogramming your body after having some time off. The reprogram is going to systematically address body composition improvements, your muscle to fat ratio. So we want to increase muscle mass, reduce body fat. We want to promote nutrient partitioning efficacy or efficiency, where calories are channeled or stored. So we want your body to be able to, when you put these good nutrients into your body, we want your body to be in a position to very effectively and efficiently channel those nutrients to where they need to go in the body. So that's what it means by nutrient partitioning. We also want to improve or reverse glucose and insulin metabolism abnormalities. So this could be things like digestion issues, the body's inability to metabolize carbohydrates, all that sort of thing. So that's why the foundation program or the reprogram is really simple and basic, because we're basically starting with a clean slate. So here's what I want you to aim for: at least 25 grams of good quality protein with each meal. And we'll talk about what types very soon. Low energy carbohydrates with every meal. So that's any type of plant matter, fruit or veg for fiber. Doesn't need to be a huge amount, just a small amount. And obviously that's where we get all our vitamins and minerals from as well. I want some sort of omega-3 in each meal. Now, I don't think you're deficient in omega-3. Some people are chronically deficient in omega-3, so they would need higher doses to correct that deficiency. For you, I just want to make sure that you have a source of omega-3 in each meal. So whether that's, coming from fish and leafy greens or you're including flaxseed and that sort of thing. Again, I'll go over the other choices soon. And then when it comes to high energy carbohydrates, so I'm talking about things like breads, pastas, rice, oats. We want that stuff to be consumed within the 3 hour period after your workouts. So what that's going to do is it's going to help your body replace the glycogen stores that have been depleted during the exercise. So that those high energy carbohydrates are going to help your body recover from these workouts. Knowing what to focus on first is a big point for someone who's kind of starting from scratch because you probably feel like there's so many things to focus on and it can be quite overwhelming. So here's the little things that I want you to focus on for this first 12 weeks. Data, so start tracking and learning about your own behavior. The older we get, things change, our bodies change, our priorities change, our routines change, and therefore our behaviors change. So I'm happy for you to record your food and your training however it suits you best in a way where you feel like you can be consistent with it. So whether that's a notebook, it's a pad, it's an app, it's a journal, doesn't matter as long as you're able to do it in a way where you can refer back to your own notes quite easily and consistently. Compliancy, aiming to make each meal as compliant as possible. So a protein source, a good carb source, and a good fat source in each meal. Measure and assess. So once you've adhered to a structure for a certain amount of time, then we have something we can measure. So if you're able to stick to this fairly consistently for 12 weeks, we look at your photos, we look at your measurements, we track the progress that you've made, and that gives us valuable information as to what adjustments we're going to make in your phase 2 program. Then we evaluate and evolve. Okay, so then we build the next part of the program based on your adherence to this one, whether you were able to adhere to it quite highly without feeling like you're overwhelmed or burnt out. Did you make a lot of progress with the training? Did it fit your schedule? Also, was it good for your mindset? So did you feel like it was manageable, sustainable? You weren't feeling burnt out. You weren't feeling overloaded. You always had a little bit left in the tank. So I think it's better to do a little bit less rather than a little bit too much so that we have room to grow later on. Okay, things I don't want you to worry about yet. I don't want you to worry about getting your protein right for your body weight just yet. We will come back to that later. For now, we just want to make sure you're getting good quality types of protein at this point on a consistent basis. So if you eat 3 times a day, then I want 25 grams of protein 3 times a day. If you eat twice a day, that's fine. 25 grams each time you feed. I don't want you to worry about trying to push the fruit and the veggies in. Any plant matter right now is better than none. Again, we're working with your digestion levels and how much you feel you can comfortably digest right now without feeling bloated or uncomfortable. Supplements, good to get on the protein powder, but apart from that, if you're in a point where you don't feel like your body is working for you, so your nutrient pathway is jaded or your nutrient partitioning is not quite functioning optimally, then the supplements are going to go straight through you anyway, and that means you end up with just really expensive whey. So apart from protein powder, I don't think there's anything else you need to take just yet. If there is something you want to take, let me know, but I don't think that you need to worry too much about that just yet. And we're not going to worry about calories or macros yet. All we're worrying about right now is quality of nutrients. So if you eat twice a day, that's fine. Those 2 meals a day, we want to make sure that the quality of what you're eating has improved first, and then we focus on improving the frequency and then looking at calories and macros, maybe in program 3 or 4. So it's going to be a long while before we're even going to need to start nitpicking at the small things there. Okay. So hopefully that gives you something to focus on for your first 12 weeks. What I've also given you access to are some food charts, which I'll show you now. So when it comes to choosing the proteins, I've sent you these by email. Okay, so when it comes to your protein sources, so a very good quality protein will be a complete protein, which means it has all 9 essential amino acids in it, and it's very low in saturated fat. So you can choose from anything on this list here. So these are the animal protein sources first, okay, and then the animal-free protein sources are next. So for anyone who chooses not to eat animals, that's why we separate it out, so they can go straight to that animal-free protein list if they want to. High energy carbohydrates are the next source here, and you'll see that when it comes to high energy carbohydrates, so this is the type of food that is best consumed after you've done a workout because that's when your body is like a sponge and it's going to soak up any nutrients and really utilize it because you've just basically depleted the glycogen stores that are in your body and your body wants to replenish those stores. So when you look through this list of high energy carbohydrates, you'll see that the most available carbohydrates to the system or the most readily available will be at the top of the list. So glucose or sugar is right at the top. And then right at the bottom, we've got real simple things like rice cakes, tortillas, pita pockets, and stuff like that. So when you're choosing from this list, the lower down the list you go, the better the quality. So choosing things like plain rice cakes, rice, oats and stuff like that, everything at the bottom of the list is ideal. So it doesn't mean you can't have stuff at the top of the list, but what it is saying is that you're going to get more bang for your buck. The food is going to go a lot further if you choose from the bottom of the list. Medium to low energy carbohydrates, again, so this is kind of borderline. This list here, I would say for now, for where you're at, keep these things after you've done a workout as well, because they're kind of borderline high energy carbohydrates. Then when you feel like your body is really starting to work for you, then you start shifting these to any time of day. But for now, anything on this list, the medium carb choices, let's keep them after you've trained. So things like bananas and sweet potatoes, let's have them as post-workout recovery food. And then the low energy carbohydrates, so this is going to be your plant matter, really good for fiber. I want sources of this every single meal. So you don't have to have all of them in every meal, but these are the items that you have to choose from. And let's just make sure you get like a nice arrangement throughout the day. So you're eating rainbows throughout the day. When it comes to good fat, so it would be good to have a source of good fat in each meal. We really want to get, especially when it comes to the omega-3, most people are actually deficient in omega-3, not so much omega-6. So I want you to choose something from this in each meal. So for example, if you eat something like salmon, salmon is a first-class protein because it has all the essential amino acids, but it also has good fats. So you're actually killing two birds with one stone when you choose a food like that. If you eat salmon in your meal, you don't have to also add a source of good fat. But if you have something like chia seeds, then yes, you want to make sure you also have a good source of protein in that meal. And the good thing is it also comes down to the saturated fat. So down here at the bottom, these are the ones that you want to just keep to a minimum. So you can still have these things. You can still have cheese and dairy products and stuff like that. But what it's saying is it's not the best source of good fat. So it can still be there, but it's not the type that you want to have a lot of. So hopefully that has given you something to start from. If you have any questions, please send them through. And I'm really excited to do this with you. Let's go.